back in the 1980s, BMW wanted to go racing. Where have you heard this one before? But once again, they needed a homologation special. So what they did was they took their E33 series, the second generation of 3 Series with the 3 Series badge, and they thought, let's pump it up a little bit with our old friends in the M division. BMW's in-house tuning house place. So what they did was they took off all the other letters and numbers in the 3 whatever it is, I think it was the 318 IS, just leaving with the 3. And then they stuck an M badge in front of the 3 to make the M3. Now obviously that's not the only thing they did, they also changed up the spoiler, put a new front bumper on it, and uprated the 1.8 litre 4-cylinder to a 2.3, and made it more powerful. And they also did some chassis tweaks, and basically made it really nice to drive. And BMW thought, yes, this is one for the car enthusiasts. This is one that, you know, people are going to love, they're going to flock to buy. And they were right. A lot of people did want to buy the E30 M3. Mainly yuppies. The people in the 80s that were all upstart and hated by old people and had massive brick phones and stuff. Bit of a shame, to be honest, but it did cement the M3's reputation as being driven by cocks. Fortunately, around the E46 generation, M3 drivers moved out of M3s and into Audis. Thank goodness for that, because it meant that normal people could enjoy an M3, and believe me, it's a very enjoyable car, even with that reputation. Also, since the E30 3 Series had an M version, so did every other 3 Series after it. The E36 had an M3, so did the E46, then the E9X, the F8X, and finally the most recent G8X. By which I mean, there's the E90 and the E92, F80 and F82, etc. Boring, alphabety spaghetti, letters and numbers no one gives a shit about. Things that you might give a shit about, though, is the fact that there was not just one version of M3 for every generation. 2.3 litres wasn't enough for BMW with the E30. So they made the M3 Evo with a 2.5 litre and more chassis tweaks and an uprated gearbox. It still isn't to my liking, though. I don't think M3 should have 4 cylinders. So, with the E36 having a 6-cylinder, there was the M3 GT, all painted BRG, British Racing Green, very rare now because there's barely any of them, and having a new wing. It was a loop wing. Very cool. Then BMW brought the CSL badge for the E46, and basically things went from there. But I think it's the most recent M3, the G80 I'm driving right now, that where things went out the window. In a good way. Because not only was there the faster version of the M3, the competition, that's the one I'm driving, there's also an even faster one, the CS. And there's a 4-wheel drive M3. And there's an M3 Estate. And there's a 4-wheel drive M3 Estate. So many different M3s! Which is actually for quite a sad reason. Car manufacturers are going to hell in a handcart. Look at Lamborghini. The new Temerario looks off-brand. Mercedes are making all manner of weird things, and BMW themselves seem to have forgotten what style means. But we also know that they're going electric and having to downsize engines. The 5-litre V10 that Lamborghini used to use in the Huracan, gone, replaced for a V8. A good V8, but still a V8. So many other cars are going out of production and being replaced. The Dodge Hellcat. And also quite soon, I think this. And I don't think it's going to have a twin-turbo 6-cylinder engine in its next incarnation. They're going back to a 4-pot with some batteries. So BMW are going all out on making loads of different versions of this to try and get as much out of it as possible as one last laugh. There's also the 2-door M3s, the M4s. And there's even cool versions of those. There's the M4 CSL, which is an assault to the CSL badge, but we'll ignore it. My point is, the M3's changing. And not for the better. So let's enjoy this one while we can. At least, in games. And enjoy it I happily will. It's an £87,000 car with a hell of a lot of options on it, because what's the point of having a standard car when making it stupidly quick is so easy to do? And stupidly quick is the right word. 87,000, this could easily destroy things 5 times as expensive as it. It's very, very quick in a straight line, but I don't care about that. M3s are for the track and corners. So let's take it to some corners. Oh, it's actually turning even sharper than I was expecting. I underestimated it. And that's no small feat. Look at this! So crisp. Lacking a bit of torque up this hill. Come on. It's the downhill bit afterwards. But look! The way it holds the apex is sublime. This is what I expect from a BMW. Not a 2.5 ton boat like the new M5. Not a stupid and ugly SUV like the X7 and the iX. This. A crisp handling, rear-wheel drive 6-cylinder saloon. That I am having fun behind the wheel of. See? Make more M3 style cars, BMW. At least I hope this is real life accurate. If it isn't, I will cry myself to sleep tonight. If you saw my mileage at the beginning, you may think, ooh, a lot of miles, must have been hard thrashing it around the circuit to try and get to grips with it. No, I was actually having so much fun that I didn't want to stop. So I didn't. Now for another lap. Standing start, keeping to the apexes, having fun, because this is a great car. The one thing I have a problem with it is that it does lack torque. It annoys me how torqueless this is, because otherwise this could be a perfect car. Ooh, little hit on the rocks to realign myself, which you can do in a game. And that's 34-35 in an easy to drive car. Seriously, I reckon you, the viewers, could probably do better than me. It's that good of a car. It's good. I won't lie. It's a really good car. But it's not the one I'd recommend. Now, there's a few cars like it around this bracket. There's the M8. Don't get it, it's a motorway cruiser. Nothing like what you really want if you're in the market for an M3. There's the M4 competition, which is, well, it's fast, but bit of a suet pudding and definitely not as good as the M3 competition. But the best M3 competition is by far and away the F87 M2. Yes, the best M3 is an M2. We are really good here, aren't we? Anyway, it's £4 cheaper, nicer to drive, pays a little bit at the top end, but I prefer it. So, With this, I give you my favourite BMW M3, the M2. Thank you all for watching, and on that bombshell, I will see you soon. I don't know what with, though, because, I am a moron.